Hello, I'm Matthias. Welcome on my channel about international students affairs in Germany. In this video, I will explain how much time you have to finish your studies when you are studying in Germany with a student's visa. First of all, you need to get familiar with the term Regelstudienzeit, so standard period of studies. That's actually the time which you need to finish the study course when you are studying according to the study plan. And I think it's only possible in very rare cases that you can study faster than in Regelstudienzeit. Most students need longer. So for a bachelor's degree in Germany, it's usually 6 semesters. For a master's degree, it's mostly 4 semesters. But you need to know that your studies are completed when all credit points are collected. And it's not a 3 years course or a 2 years course. So it's up to you if it maybe takes a little bit faster or if it takes longer. More important for you when it comes to your maximum study duration in Germany is the average study duration you need to finish your study course, durchschnittliche Studiendauer. So the university has statistics about every study course, and the immigration office needs to know or is asking the university how long the average study duration in that particular study course is. Mostly it's at least 2 semesters more than the standard period of studies. So when you're studying a bachelor's course and standard period of studies is is 6 semesters, then it's likely that it takes realistically a little bit longer, so maybe 2 semesters more, and then you have a study duration of 8 semesters. So with the masters, it's 4 semesters plus 2, that means 6 semesters. But as I mentioned already, so this 2 semesters extra is just an estimation. It really depends on the study duration. So at my universities, we have also master courses where the average time of studies is 7 semesters, or sometimes even 8. But you should also know that the average study duration can change in the course of your studies. So when you're maybe in your first semester and you check the average study duration, which is then maybe 7 semesters for a master's degree, and then you're studying maybe for 2 or 3 semesters, then you need to go for your visa extension. So it can happen that it's at the point of time where you're going for the visa extension or for the extension of a residence permit is only 6 semesters. So you're actually losing 1 semester. So don't rely too much on the statistics. Yeah. So you see the center of our calculation is the average study duration. And if we assume 2 semesters more than the standard period of studies, you have 8 semesters for a bachelor's degree. And then if this is your first degree in Germany, you are getting a bonus of 3 semesters extra for your, for getting used to the study culture and the language, etc. But watch out, you will only get it one time. So students who are doing a master's after the bachelor's degree, they're not receiving this 3 semesters bonus again. So for the following masters, you only will get this average time of studies for the study course you have chosen. So the maximum duration of studies in Germany, according to the immigration law, is 10 years. So you have 10 years time from an initial study preparational German language course to graduate with a master's degree. PhD would be extra, that's another story. One thing I would like to point out here, that some insurance contracts of private health insurances are running only maybe 5 years. Yeah, some are longer, but in case that you're deciding for private health insurance, you should be conscious about that. You might be in need of a new insurance later. Yeah. Okay, but if you're interested on this topic, then watch my video about health insurance in Germany. Mm, yeah, then another important point is that the Foreign Authorities Office, so the Immigration Office, is in charge of the procedure. So it's not the university. So the university will issue a kind of recommendation letter, schedule of study certificate, or in German Studienverlaufsbescheinigung für die Verlängerung der Aufenthaltserlaubnis. But this is, as I said, more a recommendation. So the university can be heard, but they don't have the power to extend your residence permit or to give you more time. That's an important point for you to know. So at my university, it is my task to write these letters, and yeah, I handle it that way, like I think the most international offices do. So I'm writing the letter as positive as possible for me, but of course I can't lie. So you have to make sure that you bring at least the minimum of study performance. But of course, no rules without exception. So in case that, for example, a student can't study due to his physical or mental health, the immigration office is also taking this into consideration. But it's important then you bring attestations from a doctor, and they should also say for how long you cannot study with full force or for how long you can't study at all. Huh? Yeah, or the other mentioned point here is that you have maybe a child, which you need to take care of. I think this can also be taken into consideration. But you need to let them know. Of course, with a child, it's not that difficult to bring them a proof. But I've had also cases in the office where at the end they have been running out of time and then they're telling me something. Yeah, sorry, 2 semesters ago I have had flu and I've had corona and so on. And then, yeah, it's mostly too late. I don't think that doctor will attest or will give you an attestation about a flu which you have had maybe almost a year ago, but yeah, also didn't took that long maybe. So I think what I've heard is that the foreigner's office accepts your yeah, is accepting it if you really couldn't study for more than 6 weeks. So in such a case, the semester doesn't count. Yeah, but only for a flu or a cold, you won't get any extra time. For the immigration office, it's very important that you show constant progress, and it must be always possible to graduate within the legal time frame. So you can't be too lazy in the beginning. They always need to see a study performance because otherwise, if you're not studying, you're not counting as a student, and that means you cannot yeah, study or cannot be in Germany on a student's visa. Okay, some final words from my side. Try to finish fast and use the motivation of the beginner because delays will happen anyway. Yeah? And I'm sure that you don't want the time pressure at the end of your studies. So in case that you are just writing on your master thesis or you are in your final exams and yeah, in such a situation, you don't want some extra pressure from the foreigner's office. Huh? and you should try to avoid this by all means. And that means that you should use the time you have in the beginning or from the beginning, and that you really should prioritize your studies, yeah, and not working in Germany. Yeah. Then also constant progress is necessary. So in case that you are not studying and there's no progress, and then the foreigner's office, yeah, can't extend your residence permit because you're not actually, yeah, studying and you are on a student's visa here. So even failing in exams is better than doing nothing. But of course, this counts only for the foreigners' laws regulations. So at the university, you should definitely not fail too often, because then you might not be able to continue your study course. But that's another story. I will make a video about it later. Okay, so far, then thank you for your audience. Uh, If this information have been helpful for you, I would be happy if you leave a like. So then have a nice day. Bye bye.